Title: My girlfriend admitted she cheated. I needed a real man, she smirked. My friends took her side. I just smiled, took my keys, and left. This morning, my phone blew up with 32 missed calls. It was a Friday night. We were at our usual spot. Low lights, cheap drinks, the kind of place where birthdays and breakups blend into background noise. She wore my hoodie, the one she always borrowed. She looked good in it, like she always did when she wanted something. I didn't know this would be our last night. The setup. She cleared her throat during a lull in conversation. Our friends, 6 of them, sat around the table, half drunk and mid-laugh. So, she said too loudly, I guess this is as good a time as any. The room went quiet. I looked at her, calmly, waiting. She turned to me with a smirk. I cheated. The word didn't even sting. It just landed, like something you already knew but pretended not to. And honestly, she added, I needed a real man, not one who works in tech support and spends his weekends fixing up a car that still doesn't run. Laughter. Their laughter. My friends. They weren't shocked, because they knew. No one had my back. Ben, the one I thought was like a brother, clinked glasses with her. Damn, girl, you're savage. But honest, I respect it. Maya muttered something about how we all saw this coming. Even Chris, the guy who used to crash on my couch, just gave me that look. The kind that says, take the L and leave. So I did. I didn't yell. Didn't ask for an explanation. Didn't throw a drink or storm out like she probably hoped I would. I just looked at her, really looked at her, and saw it. The need for validation, the emptiness behind the smirk, the desperation to seem like she'd won something. And then I smiled, tossed my keyring up, caught it. Cool. That was it. Then I turned and walked out. They laughed harder after I left. I heard it as the door swung shut behind me. But here's what they didn't hear. The plan that had just formed in my head. Because I wasn't going to fight for anyone who mocked me. I was going to become someone they couldn't ignore, and she couldn't reach. I met Emma 3 years ago at a coffee shop near campus. She was reading The Bell Jar, wearing black nail polish and a chipped ring on her thumb. I asked about the book. She looked up and said, only depressed people read this in public. Then smiled. That was it. We clicked. Fast. Deep. Late-night drives. Dumb inside jokes. Falling asleep with her head on my chest like it was the safest place on earth. She used to tell me, you're my peace. I believed her. The good days. She used to bring me lunch when I worked late. Used to call me her anchor, the one who kept her from spinning out when life got overwhelming. When I fixed up that rusted-out '92 Civic in the garage, she'd sit with me, pass me tools, play music. We weren't rich. We weren't flashy. But we were solid. Or so I thought. The drift. The change was slow. She started going out more. Girls' nights turned into don't wait up texts. She stopped coming to the garage. Started rolling her eyes when I talked about building my own IT consulting business. You're always chasing things that take too long, she said once. I didn't fight her on it. I thought she was just stressed, burned out. But the truth? She was already looking for someone faster, louder, flashier. And that someone turned out to be Caleb, a bartender with a six-pack and the personality of a wet sponge. The friends shifted. 2 Ben started hanging out with her more than with me. Chris didn't want to take sides. Even Maya, who once cried on my shoulder over her breakup, ghosted me. I didn't lose a girlfriend that night at the bar. I lost a circle. And yet, something in me clicked into place. Not rage, not depression, clarity. They didn't betray me because I was weak. They betrayed me because I was quiet. And they thought that meant I wouldn't respond. They were wrong. The first night after the breakup, I didn't sleep. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, reliving every second of that bar scene, her smirk, Ben's laugh, the way they looked at me like I was the punchline of a joke I hadn't heard yet. The next morning, I opened my phone. No apologies. No missed calls. Just one group text. Chris. Hey man, hope there's no hard feelings. Let's all try to be mature about this. Right? Mature. Like laughing in my face while my girlfriend nuked our relationship in front of people I once called friends. I shut it all off. I deactivated my social media, blocked them, deleted old photos, wiped her contact, but not the memory. Then I took one last look in the mirror, not for pity, for inventory. Because if they all saw someone disposable, I needed to build someone undeniable. The plan I started small, reached out to an old professor who once said I had CEO energy, took night classes in cybersecurity, woke up at 5 a.m. every day and ran, even when my body screamed not to, ate clean, trained harder, read more, and most importantly, I worked 12 hours a day, sometimes more, consulting, freelancing, fixing networks for local businesses. I said yes to everything, while they drank and posted and celebrated betrayal like it was a personality trait. I was building a version of myself they wouldn't recognize. No one knew where I went. Not Ben, not Maya, not Emma, especially not Emma. She didn't reach out, didn't apologize. She was too busy posting soft-lit selfies with Caleb and captions like, "Love always wins. Cute. Let's see how long love lasts when the money dries up, the thrill fades, and the man you left behind isn't behind you anymore. He's 10 steps ahead. Month 2 after the breakup. No texts, no messages, no trace of my old life. Just calendars, routines, and silence. And I loved every second of it." Work blew up. One of my freelance gigs led to a small contract. That led to a referral. That led to a retainer. Before long, I was making more in a month than I used to make in 6. I registered my own LLC, built a clean, quiet website, started getting DM'd by businesses that used to ignore my applications, all without posting once, all without telling anyone, because the most satisfying growth is the kind no one sees until it's done. The physical glow up. I dropped 18 pounds, cut carbs, ran 6 days a week, lifted heavy, cleaned up my skin, got a real haircut. Confidence didn't come from compliments. It came from discipline. I started dressing sharper, not to impress, but because I finally respected myself enough to look like it. One night I caught my reflection in a store window. I stopped and stared. Would she even recognize me now? Didn't matter. This version of me wouldn't have tolerated her for 5 minutes. The social ripple I wasn't posting, but others were. I started popping up in tagged photos. Client launches, networking events, charity runs. A few of Emma's friends still followed those people. And suddenly, my phone started buzzing again. Maya. "Hey stranger. You look good. Hope you're doing okay." Ben. "Heard you started your own thing. That's wild. Respect, Chris." "Dude, your name came up in a client meeting, LOL. You killing it?" I ignored all of them, because the version of me they knew didn't exist anymore. They killed him when they laughed. I just buried him right. Then came the first slip. Emma posted less, then stopped altogether. 2 months clean. Then, a blurry IG story from a mutual friend's birthday. Her in the background, alone, looking older, not glowing. No Caleb, no caption. Nothing about real men or leveling up. Just a girl sitting in the back of a party that used to be hers. I didn't smile, didn't feel smug. I just felt done. Not vindicated, detached. Because when someone rips you apart in public and you rebuild in private, there comes a moment when even their name loses weight. It happened on a Sunday, gray sky, coffee brewing. I was reviewing a pitch deck when my phone started lighting up. One call, then another, then 32 missed calls in a span of 2 hours. Emma, Ben, even Maya. They all came pouring in like smoke from a house fire no one admitted was burning. First, the texts. "Emma, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but please, can we talk?" Emma, "Everything fell apart. I just need 5 minutes, please." Emma, "I messed up. You didn't deserve that. I see that now." Then Ben chimed in. Ben, "Yo man, I was wrong. Real talk. We all were." Ben, "She told us stuff. Said you weren't treating her right." I didn't know the truth. Right. They never do until they're not invited anymore. Then Maya, "I was a coward. You were always the real one. We picked sides and now she's crying on my couch." Maya, "She says you won't respond. Are you okay?" I was fine. She wasn't. And the irony? They spent months treating my silence like weakness. But now, it was driving them insane. The last message from Emma. It came at midnight. Emma, I thought I wanted someone exciting. What I got was someone fake. Caleb left. He cheated. He's broke. I'm broke. I miss you. God, I miss you. Emma, you didn't deserve what I did. I see that now. You were the best thing in my life. Emma, please just respond. Please. I sat with that one for a while, watched the typing bubble come and go. Then I locked my phone, set it face down, and went to sleep. Because by the time they realize what you were worth, you're too busy becoming the version of yourself they never deserved to meet. I woke up the next morning to another wall of texts. You probably hate me. I understand if you never want to see me again. But please, just say something. I miss who we were. I miss who I was with you. The part that hit me most, not the begging, not the regret. It was the phrase, who I was with you. Because that's what hurt the most, didn't it? She didn't lose me. She lost the version of herself that existed when I believed in her. And that, she was never getting back. I typed. Slowly, no anger, no theatrics, just clarity. Me. You didn't just choose someone else. You celebrated humiliating me. You made it a show. And when I left, I didn't just walk away from the relationship. I walked away from the person who thought I wasn't enough. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. Take care of yourself. Then I blocked her number. Final closure. I didn't wait for a reply, because the best kind of revenge isn't about breaking them. It's about becoming so unshakably whole, they can't even picture themselves in your life anymore. And while they spin in regret, you sleep peacefully, because revenge isn't always about fire. Sometimes it's just never looking back. Was this revenge justified? Or was it something more? If the story gripped you, if it made you think, feel, or remember, don't just scroll. Tap like, hit subscribe, share it. Because around here, every betrayal has consequences, and every subscriber fuels the next haunting tale. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. Thank you for being part of Lauren's story, where every story has a shadow, and every silence hides an ending.